Bob, Jabari kind of took over the last 3 or 4 minutes in the first half. Did you like seeing that? Is that the way? Is that why you recruited him?
He's a talented guy. You know, we've got him. Which, you know, he needs to be a point guard, and he knows he needs to be a point. He's never really been a point guard, and so he's, you know, he gets better all the time, and will continue to get better all the time.
How important was it to get off to a strong start? And what
better for my health.
Be tough for Dave.
And you know, we would have got off to a really good start if we could make a free throw. We thought we could get in them and try to pressure them a little bit and kind of take them out on what they want to do. And I think a lot of that ends up being a cumulative effect. You know, you just wear on them and wear on them and wear on them. It's kind of like what we used to do with the motion offense. After a while, you just get tired of chasing it. And we don't pass it enough now for anybody to chase it, so that's out of the equation. So we've got to kind of do what we've got to do defensively to wear on people.
Defense is a strong part of that, is it not?
Mm-hmm. It always has been.
Coach, what is Jabari's change of direction, speed, or crossover comparable to?
What, I mean, that's like golf stuff, Jason. That's like this, what is that, the stump meter? How the hell do I know? No. Pretty quick, apparently. He's got really good lateral quickness. You know, I don't know what it is. You know, when I first watched him, I thought he kind of reminds you a little bit of Van Exel. Doesn't shoot it, not even close to how Nick could shoot it. But that's what Nick had. He had that sideways. You know, you think he's going backwards and he went forward, or you think he's going forward and he went backwards, and that's Jabari's kind of got a little bit of that. How do you measure that?
Stopwatch.
You've been in the office too long to listen to those football guys.
When you watched him while you were recruiting him, what were the things that you saw that made you think he could play point, since you said he didn't play point a lot, besides the quickness, obviously?
Well, I think the first thing when Coach Cimino says you're getting another Kevin Jones, that's good enough for me. You know, he's going to have the same kind of work ethic. He's going to be the same kind of great person. You know, he's going to represent everybody's associated with in a class manner. And he's a very, very talented kid. I mean, that's enough for me. And if you watched him play in high school, he was happy to get 12, 14. You know, if they needed to get 30, he'd get 30. And he's got to become more consistent, I think, shooting a perimeter shot. But when he becomes more consistent shooting a perimeter shot, he's going to be really, really hard to guard.
Are you seeing signs that, I mean, talking about consistency, are you seeing signs that this might be more of what Jabari does for you on a nightly basis?
I don't know. I just had a heart-to-heart with all those freshmen, you know, in there. I thought Pat was really good today. Obviously, Jabari was good. Gary was good. You know, Aaron Brown has been pretty good for us. He wasn't very good. Tommy McKeown played really well. I thought when we put him in the first half, then I put him back in at the end of the game. He was terrible. And we can't have that. You know, it's we're not doing them any justice if we let them do the wrong things. And that was a travesty at the end of the game. Just an absolute travesty. And everybody says, oh, well, you know, it's whatever it is, mop-up time. Well, you know, the mop-up guys never really get into good game. And that's what I told them. No, you don't go ahead and do that. I'm not putting you in now. If I can't trust you to do the right thing, I can't put you in. And it's not personal to you. It's I can't do that to the rest of the guys. The rest of the guys deserve your best effort. And if you can't give it to us, then sit it.
Coach, kind of on that note, you had talked before, a couple games before, about complacency kind of being an issue going into half of the big lead. Was that any kind of an issue tonight with the lead you guys had going into that?
We just didn't run offense. But the truth is, you can't continue to brick free throws and miss wide open shots like we do and be very consistent offensively. You know, if we make free throws, and the truth is, what they scored probably the last 10 points because we threw it to them. And there's no reason for it. And it's just, I wanted to make sure they understood they didn't really impress anybody. You know, our guys throwing it to them, they didn't impress anybody. And it'll be a long time before they get back in the game. We're not going to do that. And that's the only way there is to learn to learn.
Coach, what's been the key to the field goal percentage defense? Kent State's been the only team that's really, shot the ball pretty well against you guys.
We're bigger than we've ever been. I think that's part of it. You know, when they rebound it now and try to score, you know, they're scoring oversized. They're scoring over Dennis and KJ's long. Pat, I thought was really good. You know, I think that's part of it. And part of it is when you keep people on the perimeter. And the other thing, and probably the biggest thing, Jason, is we didn't throw them the ball. You know, what they shoot, they shot 35. Just think if we didn't throw them the ball the last, 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, it'd be in the low 30s. So, we have gotten better at not throwing them the ball for a score.
Everybody's talked about it being a learning experience for the freshmen, but you're playing a different game than you played the last couple of years. Has it been a learning experience for your older guys too to play more up-tempo, play with these guards?
Well, I mean, Bob, I don't have any older guys, really. No, contrary to popular belief, I like to watch the ball go in when it's our guys. No, I mean, we talked about it last spring, and Dennis has scored in transition, which he's never done. KJ's got out and scored in transition, which he really hasn't done a lot. Truck's always been out there, so we don't have, those guys are. I think Dennis is looking forward to beating people down the floor. KJ got out. I think KJ's got, if he hadn't got a bucket, he's come close to getting a bucket. Maybe, we didn't lead him far enough or do it behind him or whatever in virtually every game.
Are you close to any number for rotation?
I don't care what that is.
I'm sorry?
I don't really care what that is. I'm going to play guys that are going to play right.
So the number may vary then?
It doesn't matter.
Night to night, is that it?
It depends on the, when you have, what do we have, 7 freshmen, 8 freshmen, something like that? 8, I think, if you count Big Sweat. They're not going to be as consistent as what Kevin Jones is. Not as consistent as what hopefully Truck is becoming. So, we're going to have to figure out which one's playing well that day. I just don't do them any justice by letting, everybody says let them play through their mistakes. That's ridiculous. Because then all they do is just keep making it. When you sit over there for a while and you see that if I'm not going to do the right thing, I'm not going to get to play, you're more apt to go in there and do the right thing.
Coach, is this team ready to play its first true road game?
Tony asked me, I don't know. That's why we do it. It won't be easy, but I don't know. If we're afraid to go play, Justin, then we're not any good. No, we're not going to be any good. I think for a long time we won more games on the road than we won at home. Because we played more games on the road, I guess, than we did at home. So that's never been an issue.
Bobby, you're playing 2-3 point guards a lot together, and they seem like they're getting more adjusted to one another. Are you finding they're finding ways to complement each other when they're on the floor?
Well, I had to, because those other guys weren't doing anything. I'd rather just play 2 guards because we have to rebound it, and it's harder when you're playing those 3 guys, obviously. And Dennis and KJ can't get every rebound. Or KJ can't get every rebound. Dennis got all of 2 today. So it'd be nice to have a little more size. It'd be nice to have Keaton or Tommy, or for that matter, Aaron Brown, kind of step in there and say, this is my position, but not, to this point, none of them have.
Coach, it's been like 33 years since the school's had anyone average double figures in rebounding. Does that add anything to what KJ's doing right now? I think 78 Mo was the last guy to do it.
Well, I hope he keeps doing it. I don't know how we're going to rebound if he don't. I mean, it's when you if you average. I'll tell you what a bunch of people have told me, and I think the last guy told me was Chris Wallace. And Chris said, if you rebound in high school and you rebound in college, you're going to rebound it in our league. And people get caught up with, well, he doesn't jump, or he doesn't do this, or he doesn't do that. If you rebound it, and if you average 10 rebounds a game in college, you're going to play in the NBA. No matter what everybody else says about you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that, because you have to rebound the ball. And hopefully KJ can consistently continue to rebound the ball. And he gets hard rebounds too. Now it's not like, he's not one of them guys who stands on the top of the free throw circle and has the 2 big guys block out and he runs down the middle and rebounds it. Their guys will get like 3 or 4 that way. He doesn't do that. He gets hard rebounds.
Thanks, Coach.